Oh dear, oh dear. Right, so first of all, thank you anyone that is joining in. You know, I'm going to try and have a chat through some of the shite that's going on lately. But today, we've got myself, Luke, we've got Kosta, we've got Ash, and we've got Josh, who has got Marshmallow just on the bottom right-hand side. Before we do anything else, I'll let you all individually, introduce yourself, what you guys do, anything that you want to say. So, Ash, we'll start with you.
So pretty much everyone knows me as Ashes from Team Speed Reapers. Currently play paintball and Speedsoft in the UK, and we play a little bit abroad as well. Been playing for about 5 years in total, so been in and around for a while myself.
Josh, how about you?
Yeah, well, actively looking for a team at the minute. Obviously, everyone knows me from TWW. We folded that end of last year. Not much else, to be honest. Actively doing a lot of photography, just trying to help build the scene in the background, sort of thing.
Unfortunately, Kosta.
I'm Kosta. I'm one of the owners of the Bunker CQB, as well as a part of District. I've been playing for about 6 years. About 2 years of Speedsoft. Currently on Speed Reapers. That's about it, really. Work in the background, pretty much.
So now the awkward part's out of the way, because no one likes to do that part.
No,
it's horrible, man.
It's like, just put me on the spot. I don't like it.
It's just because as soon as you like get put on the spot, you lose all thought.
Yeah. So you're just
What are
like,
you gonna
hi,
say?
I'm Luke. I think I know what I'm doing. No, it's pretty much just to try and keep things light-hearted. Keep it all light-hearted, have a bit of a laugh, discuss some of the issues, some topics, that kind of stuff. Obviously, we've all got backgrounds in both airsoft and some of us have background in paintball. Josh, have you tried paintball yet?
No, I haven't. No.
Are you planning on?
It's more money, isn't it?
Everything is more money.
Yeah, true. Well, the CPPS is only like 10 minutes from me, so there is the opportunity.
Wow, must be nice.
How far is it from us, Costa?
3.5 hours.
Yeah.
About an hour and a half for me-ish.
So
it's not too bad.
See, I'd love it if I was that close. I wouldn't be, whinging about it and stuff like that. But when you got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, the only thing that makes it worth it, yeah, paintball's good and stuff like that, but chopsticks on the way back.
4 o'clock, that was for like skirmish and stuff when we used to go.
Yeah, early, wouldn't it?
Like when I was meant to be guesting for Richard for the Northern Blackouts, he says we would be leaving at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Nah.
Doing one day, doing CPPS tournament and then driving all the way back, dead.
To be fair though, we've done some travelling for tournaments and stuff. We've all done travelling, to be fair. Like I know with my team myself, we're all from around the whole of the UK. So some of the driving we've done is ridiculous. Like we're talking like a total travel time of 9 to 10 hours worth of driving sometimes.
See, I remember NSL with the Rush lads. Oh, never again. That was what?
40 hours.
40 hours. No
40
sleep.
hours of no sleep.
No good. You just can't bitch about travelling.
It's true.
The Pirates have got us over the barrel, I'll be honest.
Yeah, the ferry. But the thing is, though, NSL, like 40 hours of no sleep, that was just... Well, to be honest, I can't say 40 hours because I had an hour's sleep.
Yeah, well, Morgan slept the whole thing pretty much, didn't he?
I'll give them the dues, though, the Pirates, getting the ferry and stuff over in the UK.
We need to go over to the barbecue place that they go to. I've seen the videos on their story now. Man likes his food and that looks nice.
Yeah.
We'll all have to go over one time.
We said that on the last competition with them, to be fair. We were in the same pit with them. So, like, we was chatting with them for ages. We said we need to go over. We want to go over as a team.
To be fair, though, they've got some bits in the works now. And obviously, I've been talking to some of their lads and their home site over at the mill. They're trying to grow the scene over there, which is brilliant. It's good for them. It's good for us as well, because then we might see some more teams coming over.
Yeah.
obviously gives them some teams to train against and stuff. But as it grows bigger over there, maybe then there's the chance of us being able to go over there and, go play over there. And then, we can repay the favour about the bitching about the travelling. But no,
But man loves a Guinness, so you better get the Guinness ready when we come over.
Yeah. I imagine getting hammered the night before a comp.
You know what it is? Guinness hangovers aren't actually that bad.
Just hangovers, full stop. Imagine that, then trying to slide into a Dorito. I'd go through it.
Definitely not drank and gone and
go to
compete
sleep
the next day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, loads of lads do it. Loads of them do it when they come to Bunker, and I'm just like, I don't know how. There you go, Kosta. The stout here is great.
Yes! We're coming!
But no, so we'll kind of get in. We've started a conversation there at least. So that awkwardness is out of the way. So we'll go into the first topic, and basically it's more so what Speedsoft is or does for you guys. Ash, we'll start with you for this one if you want.
Oh dear.
Oh yeah.
To be fair, for me it started because of a few mates. We just wanted to get into it. It was kind of our play style. And then we did our first competition at Outpost a couple of years back. And then we just all kind of got this really bad itch to want to compete more.
I remember the old days of PPK.
So I think that was the first sort of training session group-wise for us lot that kind of was anything serious. So it was obviously us, SOT, and Legion. So we had both Legion teams, 9th and normal, and then we had Speed Reapers and SOT there.
Yeah.
And that was just an insane weekend.
It was brilliant altogether though. Like that start of the scene back then. Like obviously we were all part of that second wave as such, wasn't it? Like because it was the first one that was done with like Legion lads, the RSK lads, and all them, and then that kind of died out. And the scene never really got a grip, didn't it? Like it never really held and continued on. It died off, and then it was all back in the old days with like when we were training at PPK, the Outpost comp, and all them days. It was easier back then though compared to what it is now, even though there was less teams.
We was so shocked with how many people actually turned up to that Outpost competition. Like we wasn't expecting that at all. So when we turned up and seen everybody there, we were all like, "Oh dear, what's this?" Because we were like new. Like we didn't even have like jerseys or anything back then. We just had T-shirts and hoodies that were printed by like Finchy. I think it's Finchy Customs, I believe, or something like that, or Finchy Printing, which is obviously the captain's like dad. It's his business, so he does all like printing and stuff. And he sorted us out with like hoodies and T-shirts just to be able to play it, so we could match, because that was one of the rules, was to try and match, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
So,
Josh, you've got quite an interesting start to the scene, though, haven't you?
Well, this is one of them starts. Obviously, the whole playing side of it didn't go very well for the whole TWW. But like I say, I think our biggest downside was being able to train. A lot of the time we'd turn up to events, we haven't trained, we haven't put the time in. We don't even really know each other's voices to listen to as such. So when people just chuck teams together like you did with Wenger Boys, and you come out on top, like we were just all stood there like, what? But no, the real Speedsoft to me, it's more of a social thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's so many people that you grow and learn with that it's just so easy to just say, "Oh, come on, let's get a training session together." Do you know what I mean? Like, you can have nowadays, you can message 20 people, and at least 15 of those people will turn up to a training session.
Yeah.
Imagine back in the day, there was nowhere to train. There was barely any teams. I can imagine trying to organise training back then.
There wasn't though, really, was there, back then at the beginning? There just wasn't any training at all. It was just kind of good luck.
Yeah, just wing it.
Yeah. I mean, it's still that now, though, really, isn't it? You've got a couple of sites now, but it's still the same kind of deal, isn't it?
100%. I mean, there is a lot more popping up around the UK now. Obviously, we've got Speed Arena that's popping up in Leeds, which obviously is closer to a lot of us down in Birmingham, like towards the south sort of thing. Because obviously travelling up to District 23 and Bunker, it's nice because it's run by some of the best people in the UK that can run it. But the travel, bro, like, do you know what I mean?
It's long. It is long. We knew that when we opened Bunker, though. Me and Kosta, we both said the one issue and the one big drawback for us was location.
Yeah.
But the only thing,
we just did
the thing is though, with the location, it was because everything was happening all down south.
Yeah.
So obviously, yous have got like outposts, skirmish, like different like SWAT, even like Liverpool way. You've got all them sites that are trying to do something, but you've never had anything up the north. Like even Scotland, they don't have anything at all. So realistically, we thought to ourselves, well, to be honest, it'd be perfect because obviously then we're going to try and squash England together where there's sites throughout the whole of England, not just down south way.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's kind of unique for us to have the two sites that we have here.
Yeah.
I know it's travel for yous boys, but it might then entice newer teams from, like, say, Scotland to actually travel down.
I do see that is the biggest advantage. Like, there is since obviously District 23 and Bunker have opened, and you guys are so welcoming to the scene. Like, there has been a lot of growth in new teams, teams branching away. Like with Rush splitting up, obviously we've now got Speed Cartel. You know what I mean? Obviously, main Rush team's still there, but there's obviously Speed Cartel as extra to play in more events. Do you know what I mean?
That's what it is. It's all about just trying to grow that scene, get some new players into the mix, and just to try and if Scotland brings some new teams, brilliant. But at least we're there to try and bridge the gap. Then throughout next year, because this year pretty much it's just grow.
Yeah.
And that was one of the main reasons why we decided to just delay the league until next year. Was part organisation and part is the scene really ready for something as big scale as that was going to be. So if we can try and bridge a gap between us, obviously there's SWAT, there's Speed Arena, there's Skirmish, which hopefully this year they still put on events. Obviously they do tend to put on a couple of events a year, which is good. And then you've got obviously a bit further down south, you've got Matt and all them from BPR that are open ECL, hopefully ESL, sorry.
But you've got Berserker Airsoft as well there.
You've got Berserker as well, which are trying to get involved with us. So the more sites we have poses a problem, but also poses a potential solution to the issue that we've had for years. Like you might be diluting the market a lot, but if we all tend to try and work together slightly, even like very, very slightly, it should benefit the scene as a whole. But it's whether or not it pans out that way. That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah, so everyone's got to kind of be on the same page with it, haven't they? Like, it's always been about like this, the whole trying to want to build the community and stuff. Which, unfortunately, for competitive kind of stuff, it's hard to do so because obviously everybody's wanting to be the best and wanting to be the one up and everything else. So it's kind of hard to try and work together, even though it is what needs to happen, essentially.
Yeah, I think a massive problem within the UK is unity. And it's unity across multiple ways. Like we'd say with rule books, there isn't a set standard for rule books, whereas I think there should be. Where I get every site wants to do things slightly different and want to do it their own way, but there should definitely be some kind of, this is a set rule book. This is the way we play it. Look at NXL, with paintball. Doesn't matter what paintball site it is, they will run off NXL rule books. And I don't see why Airsoft isn't kind of the same way.
It's still early stages, isn't it? I mean, NXL was never like that. NXL always had different rules from X-Ball, Millennium, and all that stuff. So it was there was a lot of different availability and methods, and from fire rates through to how many pods you can have.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. There was loads of variations, and it's, to be fair, there's still a slight bit of variation now. Whereas over here, I think in the EU, it's only 4 or something pods to a person, whereas in the US you have
America
13.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So there's still variations there, but overall essential basic rules, there is a handbook to it, essentially.
Yeah.
I think Speedsoft will get there eventually, hopefully. We'll
yeah,
get there.
it's like you were saying though, with it being so new. Like
Yeah.
we started the scene. What, it must be 2-3 years ago, something like that. Now, we started in the scene. I can't remember when
Yeah,
Outpost was. And compared to what it was then to what it is now, it is a drastic change.
Yeah.
Still a long way to go, but it's definitely different to what it was back then, and that kind of like merits itself to the way people are with with new players. If you look at some of the teams now, everyone's welcoming, which is like the biggest draw to the scene for me, which is why I decided to stay in it. It's good for anger management, but it is that social side, like we were saying earlier, though.
Yeah.
So but also causes problems as well, as we know, with like toxicity, which is it's difficult.
Unfortunately, you're going to get that in competition, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
From whether it's like football through to gaming, anything competitive, you're going to have people that clash heads.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's just a thing that happens, though. It's just a common thing. Obviously, football teams say, like, each of the supporters will hate each other just as much, but why? It's because they support different teams.
Yeah.
Just the same as airsoft, just the same as paintball. Like,
Well, look at the divide between paintball and airsoft.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, in paintball, you'll always see, if there's two teams that clash really badly, you'll have standoffs and stuff like that. So it's always going to be the case, but people just need to learn how to keep it on the field, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Off the field, everyone just be neutral, which is hard because obviously with egos and stuff and being better and being like up there, not up there, you know what I mean? It's always going to be the case where, well, I'm better than you. So it's coming off the field, it's always going to be the same thing.
Yeah. So there's, a very, very valid comment.
Yeah.
Social side's the reason we keep coming at the same time. Leave it on the field and be friends after, I couldn't agree anymore. And it's the way that the scene should be and should always be.
Yeah.
But it isn't.
No. But the thing is, though, look, say, for example, NXL, in the last, it's took them how long? 20 years to grow to what they are now. You know what I mean? Like CPPS, they've been running for 15 years. Yeah. And they're now like the biggest site of paintball. It always takes time.
See, a big thing with this, which kind of leads us slightly into the next kind of topic, is a big drawback to why the Speedsoft scene isn't really growing as quick as it could, is that, like we were saying, the divide between airsoft and paintball, there's a divide in airsoft itself between, say, Milsim and Speedsoft, or general airsoft and Speedsoft. But I think a lot of the problem there is that people don't understand what the difference is. And I've said it myself, and I think everyone in here will completely agree with me, that I think there's 4 types of airsofters. There's your very, very basic, well, I say basic, but you're very, go play once a month, might go playing joggers, don't really care about loadouts, don't care what they're doing, and your rentals kind of thing. The very casual players. You've then got your Milsim, which is obviously the ones that go down the military route, like the plate carriers and camo and things like that.
Yeah.
You've then got your speed softers in my eyes, but then they are not the same as the 4th one in my eyes, which is a competitive airsoft player.
Yeah.
And I think people need to understand there's a difference between speed softers and competitive airsoft players. Like, there is a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, I've had it before, and I think like Josh will agree. When you go to a skirmish and you rock up in any kind of a paintball mask to an airsoft event, everyone looks at you. It's the same as like these videos that you see on YouTube of the American guys where they're just absolutely rinsing kids.
Yeah.
And they just automatically think that's you. Like, they see those hyped up clips, and then that's it. They just think, him.
It's a stigma immediately, though, isn't it?
Like, the thing is, though, I can agree but disagree. Like, obviously, we have a local site called Dirty Dogs Airsoft in Shildon, Durham, next to me and you, Luke.
Yeah.
And when I first went there 5-6 years ago, there was maybe 1 or 2 people with paintball masks, but that was because people wear glasses.
Yeah.
and the best is to wear a paintball mask. But I was there, maybe beginning of last year, maybe mid last year, and you know what it is? Even like your milsim players are now starting to realise that a paintball mask does not fog. It doesn't. It doesn't move. It stays nice and still, and it's a full protection. So you don't need to have a separate face covering to eye pro. So a lot more people are now transitioning to paintball masks. So I think it's slowly but surely you will get that mixture. For example, Northern Saints, is it? They're like a mixture of milsim, but a competitive
No,
like
yeah, Northern
airsoft player.
Stains and Flashbang are both
Yeah, I was about to
very,
Yeah.
very
say,
like
you are,
hybrid.
Yeah, sorry,
you are
Flashbang as well.
Too. It's 100% flashbang in itself.
But I love how Flashbang just own it.
Yeah,
And they're just straight up, they're like, we're mill speed. I love it.
underrated as well. Like a very underrated team as well.
But you
Yeah,
are
I'll say
seeing,
that openly. Very underrated team.
but you are seeing a lot more players starting to wear paintball masks, and I think that stigma will
Yeah.
slowly go away because obviously people are realizing that we're not wearing them just because we want to look different, but it's actually comfortable and you don't fog. Me,
Yeah.
I'm quite a big lad. I sweat as soon as I run. That's it. Paintball mask, it doesn't fog. Like I can sweat for days, but it'll not fog up.
Yeah, it was something I always used to say when I used to marshal and stuff. Was I'd tell everybody, you like, if your mask's not far off the same price as like a pistol or something, you're kind of doing it wrong. Because at the end of the day, you've only got two eyes.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
cheap out on that and it gets shut out, it's game over, mate. You're not getting another
Yeah.
arm. Teeth can be replaced. It's expensive. But
Yeah.
a decent mask will save you in the long run. Like,
Plus,
The
I've
thing
never
is,
understood the stigma because, like, I've always been on that understanding of you play the way you want to play. I'll play the way I want to play. I ain't going to dig it the way someone else wants to play the game. At the end of the day, you know, whether you're doing CQB, outdoors, competition fields, you're running around with toys, pretending, you know, to do whatever. Like, it's that simple, isn't it?
well, that's it.
Ash, you know, when we were at, like, level 2 competing there, we used to always say, 5 people with toys, that's all it is.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's just the best way of looking at it. Like, there's no need for the stigma. Like, if you want to go do Milsim, go do Milsim. As long as you don't try and dig at me for what I'm doing, I ain't going to say a word to you.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, the amount of people that are transitioning, just because obviously, like everything is always going to be a little bit different, and people do get curious, and the curiosity usually gets the better of them, and before you know it, people are moving straight over, or they're like stuck in between.
I mean, the kind of thing like what's going on in the chat now is like Sparky's kind of said, don't understand how anyone can kind of go back to playing like publics and skirmish after playing comp, and I fall in that bracket. Like, I'm not a massive fan of going back to skirmishes. Like, it's not my thing. But then there's other people, like for example in our team, like John, who's nasty. He goes and still plays at local sites and this and the other because he enjoys just doing it. It's chill for him. Do you know what I mean?
Bring them up.
So there is two sides to it, but for like myself, I don't enjoy skirmishes anymore. Like with especially with like these kind of builds and stuff like that. Like, it's not my kind of thing.
See, I find I just get bored in CQB. It's fun for a little bit, but then it's not what I enjoy anymore.
No, like to be honest, personally, from my perspective, like I enjoy outdoors, skirmish. I enjoy CQB. I enjoy competitive. So I like to dabble.
Oh, see, I'll draw the line there. Outdoors is just not my thing. It's too much walking.
Yeah, way too much. You don't need 20 back to spawn.
I'd rather sit down on the corner and go, instead of me walking back to spawn, can I just sit here for 10 minutes?
That's why you've got the sniper up and behind you, so you don't have to go anywhere.
That's collecting dust, that, man. I tried that once, and I was just like, it's not my style, that.
If it's like a hybrid site, so it's like, for example, like Camp Sparta was, where it's a bit indoor and outdoor, I can appreciate that. And to be fair, I've had some good days at those kind of sites. I've had some bad ones too, but it depends on the day and what kind of players you're playing against. We all know what happens. It's airsoft, isn't it? But there is other sites where if it's outdoor and it's literally nothing but bush, and then miles to go backwards and forwards, it gets a bit tedious.
Yeah, you're halfway out getting onto your phone and a taxi to go back, isn't it? You know, like that's my kind of thoughts with it. That's why I don't play outdoors. I'm indoors, CQB, where I can just have a casual walk, and I'm back to spawn in a couple of minutes, and I'm happy. Like it's just, but it's just it just does get boring now. Like I'll play for a couple of hours, and I'd rather just go and help a rental and go, oh, try using this gun kind of thing. Like see if you like it.
Yeah, that's literally what John's just said. John's just said about
Yeah.
getting to know people and helping rentals and stuff like that out. And it's cool, but it's also something where my play style is very fast and aggressive, and I don't want to upset somebody at a skirmish with how I play.
Yeah. Plus, a lot of it's the stigma as well. Like, if things start happening, let's say someone gets overshot a little bit, like some sites that, I've been to, as soon as someone starts complaining about overshooting, it's me that gets the blame straight away just because
Yeah.
of the look and the play style.
Oh yeah, 100%. I've had that a lot of times where you're getting overshot, so you throw it back, but because your gun's so loud or the marshals can hear your gun, it's you that gets stared at, and you're the one that's getting told off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that is a thing.
But no, the biggest thing for me, like sight wise, is I do like what Ash said, where it's a mix of both, bit of indoor, bit of outdoor. Probably the best site I've been to that's like that is the jail.
A Gowl.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, it's a great site, great layout, and you've got a mix of both players there. There's a lot of speedies that go there now from like the middle of England, a lot of Milsim players, but it's just a great site whole if you just want a good day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. See, there's a comment straight on exactly what we were saying there.
Yeah.
Being singled out straight away. Like you haven't even started playing yet. We had that when we went to Gal. We had a good day, but we had it when we were there, and obviously they were like, "Oh, we got paintballers," and I was just like, "Mate, we're not paintballers. We're just here to play a game." And to be fair, we weren't even there in jerseys. Ash, you'll remember when SOT had the George Special T-shirts and stuff when we printed them ourselves.
Yeah.
That's how we went, but we had masks and stuff on. So we were like kind of 50-50 there.
Yeah.
But we still got called out for it.
I remember the worst call out for me was when me and my mate went to an outdoor site. There was just two of us. We rocked up. We both had dye masks. He had his because he had glasses, and I had mine because of the anti-fog. Right, that's the only reason we had them back then. And I was wearing like ACU digital camo. So I was like nowhere near anything Speedsoft at all. And I had a long ass M4, which is probably longer than my desk. Right? And the guy just saw my mask and banded us up and went, "Oh, look, a couple of cheaters." Like before we even got banded and played. And I was like, "Oh, it's like that is it? Great. Thanks." Safe to say, never been back.
I remember the day I went down to High Command. It wasn't the site, that called us out. I think it was the day I came down to meet you, Josh.
Yeah.
And there was a lad there, and he turned around and he said, "Oh, it's another paintballer." And I went up to him and I said, "Look," I said, "I'm not here to spoil your day. If you genuinely have an issue with me after these first two games, come up and have a chat. I will leave. I've got no problem at all." I said, "But play these first couple of games, and if you think I'm a dick, then I'll leave. I've got no issue with it." Played the first couple of games. He came up to us. He went, "You know what? You're actually pretty sound." I said, "Exactly." I said, "There is a stigma, and I understand why there's a stigma."
Simpsons literally just said that.
Yeah. There's that. I've just seen the other comment as well. We'll leave that one out though.
Oh.
But there is a stigma, and I can understand the stigma. But people have got to open their eyes a little bit to the fact of what I said earlier, how there's speed softers and competitive players. Like there is a difference, and people need to see that.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, most of the time when you're a competitive player, you will come in a jersey, say.
Yeah.
But a speed softer will always wear like your bog standard. I don't know, like you can
Your
buy
HK
like the
chest
HK,
rig and
a HK chest rig and a HK kind of jersey or a hoodie or something like that, and that's how you'll be able to tell like the difference between a speed soft player and a competitive airsoft player, because a competitive airsoft player will always have a branded team jersey. Not granted, not every team has jerseys, obviously, in the UK as of yet, but people are making moves to buy jerseys to then compete in the UK and then potentially even go abroad. Obviously, you've got the NSL, you've got FCC, you've got
ATP as well over in Poland.
ATP. There's obviously Finland. You've got a couple of I forgot what it was. It was a heist
Battle Arena.
battle
Is it
arena.
Battle Arena? I think
Yeah,
so, isn't it?
yeah. As well as Latvia, they're quite into the Speedsoft scene at the moment. So, that's how you will be able to tell. Anywhere you go, as soon as you see a jersey, you know that's a competitive player.
Yeah, exactly what we were saying there. The stuff you can buy at BZ or custom stuff is a big difference. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair though, there is some
The quality
players with custom jerseys that don't compete though. But that's a rather spicy topic, to be fair.
The thing is though, like obviously you can go on said websites and buy your own jersey custom made. But the thing is though, if it's a reputable team like TSR, you've got Fast Gang, obviously TWW. Their jerseys, I love them personally. The color scheme was
send them on a jersey.
The color scheme was absolutely amazing. Like it was colorful, it was bright, and it was different. Obviously you've got Airsoft Pirates. They're like you can see when a jersey sticks out compared to like your normal bought stuff because you'll have your team sponsors on there,
Ash,
etc.
I think there's a comment for you there from Kieran. Who's that sexy man?
Which one are we talking about here, Kieran?
Yeah.
There's three of us. Because
Josh doesn't count in this. He's too scared to show his face, isn't he?
Yeah.
I don't think he wants to be associated with what we're doing.
Yeah.
So we'll move on. Saying about competitive players leads into the next topic. Really, how many teams are moving over to paintball?
Quite a few.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I get it. The Speedsoft scene isn't really as big as it needs to be to kind of satisfy that hunger. Plus, you can see what draws people like to play paintball. You've got less. I'm not going to say no cheating because there is still cheating. You've got wiping and stuff, but you've definitely got less cheating. There's more places to do it, and it's a lot more structured. If you look at say places like CPPS, they've got it down to a fine art. And you've got all your different divisions. You can slot into where you think your team needs to be, and you can work your way through it. And I think that is the main draw to it. But is there any other reasons why maybe teams are going to paintball?
It's a higher level. It's a higher level of accessibility there that people can be able to go up the level, learn new things, and transfer that to the other sport.
Yeah,
that's why you're seeing more people from the NSL do it as well in Europe. If you look on Instagram stories of some of the other players, you can see them that they're secretly or they're quietly playing paintball in between doing NSL and Speedsoft. And the same as over here, you've seen we've done it. You've seen OB's gone into Div 4 now. They've gone and started playing paintball. Do you know what I mean? So we've all there is slowly becoming that evolution of more people that want to get better and essentially play higher people. And I'm not saying that's because all Speedsofters in this scene or whatever are a lower level. It's just the paintball scene's been around longer.
It's more established.
It's got more experience. The movement's different. There's just and the way they play is slightly different as well. It's a lot less fast paced and more logical in movement. So it's more like a chess game more than just who can shoot the quickest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And who can hold the lane a little bit longer because they're holding rounds a little bit faster. Everything's set to an even fire rate, you know what I mean? So,
see, we had a conversation about this. I was talking to Mick Swain. We were talking about, he wants to see ramping come into Airsoft. And to be fair, I'm all for it because of it stopping that whole fast fire rate, and creating a level peg. But the biggest issue with it is for you to bring in ramping. I'm pretty certain that just bog standard FCUs can't do it. And then you've got mechanical guns, you've got pistols, which can't do it.
I can't even do it.
Yeah, so it's brilliant. I love ramping. I think it should be in Airsoft, but it's just not doable.
The thing is, though, I think it'll be down to the companies, say, for example, Polar Star and other companies like that, obviously, to bring out engines that potentially has the potential of ramping, so you can turn it on or off.
The potential is there, because obviously you just get a Gorilla, but like Luke said, with pistols and SMG, that kind of thing, keep the field a level, you would have to somewhat bring everyone on the same level. Do you know what I mean? Everyone would have to have a Polar Star powered or a Wolverine powered rifle.
Yeah.
But that was part of the reason why NSL brought in the 2-pistol rule, was to try and slow that fire rate down and create more chances of movement and more strategy, rather than it just being a whole this is a quick arc and shoot kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, if you brought ramping in on a like a rifle, say, and then capped it at say 15, the thing is, though, you are slowing people down because, say, for example, Luke, you can shoot a lot quicker than a ramping could.
Yeah, Ash is the
With your
exact same.
trigger. Ash can, Connor can. You've got Simpson who can. You've got loads of the pirate lads who can. You've got the load of the Legion lads who can, and they can fire quicker than a 15 per second with just a trigger finger. So I think ramping would be beneficial because the pistol player then can keep up per se.
I was about to say we've got a couple of pistol players in our team that can fire incredibly quick.
Craig.
And there's video proof of that.
Yeah, Craig is pretty quick.
Some it's not just, it's like there's a couple of pistol lads that we know. I think you give them a pistol and they can shoot just as quick.
Yeah.
Like it's just down to obviously how the build set up and that individual anyway. I think
Ramping on a shotty.
Imagine.
Hicks wants that.
People need to stop talking about shotties and gas blowback things in speed soft, please.
See, I like it. As long as they're done properly. Like the what's his name? Luke Hicks, he brings in the Sega, doesn't he? And he's not a dick with it. You know, he plays fairly. He plays with gas mags because that's the rule that we have with him. He's only allowed to play on tri-shot. You know, he's only got, I think it's 45 BBs to a mag, so like he can do like 15 shots.
15 shots, yeah.
And like,
but the thing is,
he loves it.
But the thing is, though, getting someone from the 50 line at their 100 to 400 bunkers was impressive.
Yeah.
Watching that on the comps, I was just like, he's never going to hit this. And you just see the kid's hand go up, and I'm just like, there's no way. You know what I mean? I think it's fun. It creates that little bit of difference.
Plus, it's the whole thing of why airsoft's popular, though. It's being able to be creative and to use whatever weapon it is that you want to use, whether it be a pistol, a rifle, a shotgun, sniper, like whatever you want to do. Look at like CQB doing limited class and stuff where it's only gas blowback pistols and shotguns. Like, it's all about that freedom of like you do what you want to do.
Personally, I wouldn't take away like the gas blowbacks or the shotties.
I think it puts you at a disadvantage. Yeah, it's a
100%.
tri-shot, but I think it's a disadvantage to have a shotgun.
Yeah.
It's just horrible hearing it.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. It's 10 times worse getting hit by it.
Kosta will tell you the first time I chronoed him, when we were chronoed, it was like, rifle, rifle, and then all I was, poof, I was, what the fuck was that? And he went, oh, it's a shotgun. I went, oh, fair enough. A pre-warning would have been nice, but I didn't have a clue.
It's amazing when you try and chrono a shotgun as well, because the numbers are just crazy. Because you've got 3 bullets that it picks up.
Nice.
But back to like the paintball, I think it's more of the fact of like there's a lot more established teams in paintball as well.
It'd be good if we can get airsoft towards that kind of way, but it's just lack of teams, lack of active teams. That's the problem. You get a lot of teams that say, "Oh yeah, we're going to do this, with that, with whatever," and you never see them compete. Never.
Or they just fall off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
The face of the earth. Sorry.
So there was a lot of teams showing up, especially like down the south, and then we had loads of events, invites were given, and no one turned up. A scene isn't going to grow if people don't show. That's how it is.
The thing is, though, I think I noticed that quite quick when we transitioned into paintball with Luke. Paintballers, they love to travel.
Yeah.
Airsofters, they hate it.
Can confirm it sucks.
There you go. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know why it is with airsoft players hating to travel. Like, I can agree. Like some teams, like TSR, from all over the UK, and they travel.
Yeah,
but there is some teams
that came over from Ireland to us, and they love it. I don't know why, but they do.
Yeah. But there's a lot of teams that'll be like, oh, it's a 2-hour, 3-hour travel. Nah, we're not going to do that. But paintballers, they'll travel for 6 hours straight.
Well, look, we had Clan only a few weeks ago. They're from Scotland, and a few of them from London and stuff like that. They all travelled.
One flew in from Ireland.
Yeah, they weren't even competing. They just came for training, and they were just happy to be there. And I think the airsoft community needs to learn a little bit of that.
The travel is good.
Just love you, Luke. Don't worry, guys. I love all yous as well. But I am coming to the barbecue place next time, 100%. I'm going to hide one of your boots or something.
We just need to set up a weekend with them and get over there, I think. So...
Can we get an SL out of the way, please? That's spending enough money out of my pocket. Speaking about expensive as well, I know Kieran put earlier, he was like, oh, it's way more expensive for that, not about paintball. Stuff's not cheap now, man.
Yeah.
Like,
you go over to NSL, it's what, €850 per team?
Yeah.
And
that's just the entry.
Yeah, that's just entry.
Our BBs is going to be like near enough like $500,000.
You're paying for them, Ash.
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
Oh, you say is the barbecue place is in England?
Yeah, it's over, I think, was it Manchester or Liverpool or something? It was over there, wasn't it?
Yeah, they do a run from like yours, and then about halfway towards it or whatever, they say they stop off and get food, and then they go and hit the food.
Did you see the videos of the food, though? They sent me a video through Instagram, I was like, mate.
I see it on Instagram all the time, and I'm like, mate, I want that. That's good. Yeah.
Like, we've got Parmos here, but you know what I mean? I'd give that barbecue a go, you know.
There's a question for Ash and you, Luke, from Simpson. How are you guys feeling about the NSL coming up? Obviously, Nasty replied, costing an arm and a leg, Simpson. But
it's good. The level of competition over there is just unmatched, isn't it? It's the experience. But I said this in the group chat, didn't I, the other day? I said it's not about the cost of it or going to compete. You've got to see it as a holiday. And like the memories and stuff that you make when you go over there is second to none. Like it's brilliant. It's a 2-in-1.
I see what you did there.
Well, I said you were. Well, I didn't mean it in that way, but I will.
Probably not a smart idea mentioning sex and all that. They're on the same topic right now.
Yeah, but it's good. Like we had a scream when we went over last time.
The thing is, though,
I'm scared for this one.
Even when there was 3 of us, the amount of shit that we got up to.
Well, we had some guy hiding in the bush, didn't we? Outside the caravan.
What are you doing? What are you doing, mate?
Yeah, you scared us there. No, I don't think I did. No, you did, mate.
Poor Morgan nearly jumped out of his skin when he went outside.
NSL for me at the minute, I'm excited to go. I'm looking forward to going back and playing in a different type of format in a way. So it's like, obviously I enjoy NSL's kind of rule set. It's a little bit different. It's harder. You have to be a little bit more patient with what you're doing. But obviously last time we went over, I went over with Connor and a couple of our lads, with obviously a mix of a few other teams to go over as Team Wales last time. And when we were playing, we was literally playing the best of each nation. So it was the hardest setting we could probably do on with very minimal training. I feel like this time we've potentially done better in our training and put more thought into it before we're going over. So I'm hoping the performance is going to be better too.
To be fair, as long as you don't come last, it's all good. Do you know what? If I survive this weekend without injury, I'll be happy. That's the main thing for me. This training, I'm sitting on the corner, I'm not moving.
Yeah, we've already got a couple of people that are hurt in ways, so we're hoping they're going to heal in time. So that's not great, but no, overall, I'm confident with how we're doing overall.
The thing is, though, you just need to remember stretch. Luke, especially you need to stretch before you jump on that field.
There's me thinking I'm good and all this. Oh yeah, do this training session feeling good. And then I ran for that breakout wall, didn't I? To get the flag hanging. I was like, oh, hang on, something's just went wrong here. Yeah. And I felt my leg go.
You ran me down and you just like hyperextended your leg. Did you?
Yeah,
get to that
it just did my groin in.
And it just gone.
And I was like, Saturday morning, I was like, do you know what? I feel a bit tight, but I feel like I'll be all right. Bad idea. That messed us up again.
You did the same on the Sunday.
I know, because I was just wanting to play. We spent that much money to go over.
Yeah.
I just wanted field time.
That's the thing, though. Obviously, with that amount of money that you're spending to go over there, I definitely for any UK team that wants to try it, I highly advise it, because like if you go over as a team, the chemistry from the team that you'll experience from there, it'll be even better than before you went. I think, because the chemistry does get built over there.
Yeah.
Because you just have to work a lot harder,
and you're
lot
together for
faster.
that long, like in the same
Yeah.
hotels or whatever, like you've got no choice but to like get friendly with each other and
You
all that
pretty
kind of
much
stuff.
eat, sleep, and go to the toilet together. I have video proof.
We have video proof.
Check
Ash, I
it
think
out.
you've
Show
seen
that
this video.
proof. Yeah, don't ever show it again.
Plus, like Morgan's comment here, Klaus gave me PTSD. You meet good people like Klaus who likes to hide in bushes and
Yep.
do strange things, but I think we need a little bit of context for this. So basically, when we went over to NSL, we rented a caravan, didn't we, between me, Kosta, and Morgan. And it was in like this little caravan park. We went for the cheapest place we could find. And this place was sound one, it Costa. Lovely, out the way and all this. And one night after training, was it training or the Saturday, was it?
That was the Saturday night. We literally
yeah.
just had food.
So just had food, and I came back, and we started unloading the car, taking it back into the caravan. And Morgan sat there, and he was like, "Whoa, what's going on here?" And you could hear a bit of rustling in the bushes, couldn't we?
Yep.
Morgan goes, "Oh, hi, you're okay?" And the guy goes, "Oh, did I startle you there?" Morgan went, "Yeah, you startled me." He went, "No, I don't think I did." And Morgan was like, "No, you did."
And he was in the bushes. He was in the bushes for a good 20 minutes.
Just watching us. Oh, so we called him Klaus. Yeah. And
Santa Claus.
Yeah, he was a strange fish.
Yep.
But yeah,
so don't stay at caravan park.
Yeah, don't stay at caravan park. Genuinely, any team that wants to go do it. Do it at least once in the time that you play airsoft. And you won't regret it, I don't think. I mean, your bank balance will regret it, but you as a person and memories is
a core memory.
Unreal.
Oh, 100%. Like, I wish I could do the April one we used, but it was just too close to holiday and stuff like that. So
I'm hearing excuses here, Ash.
Yeah, well.
Don't get me involved in this.
The thing is, though, Ash and John's just turned around and went, "It's cost an arm and a leg," and I've literally got a holiday the week before. So you's come back and I'll go on holiday. So I don't think I could have afforded both.
This comment's just got me a little bit.
Don't start. We have real guns pointed at us at the bunker.
Yeah, because Colin thought he was stealing the fish. So, like, we have a guy that, like, he keeps an eye on the site and
groundskeeper.
He does all like the farm and stuff like that. He's a lovely guy. And all the Pirates lads came. They were quite early, weren't they? So they all just kind of like got their heads down for a little bit on the car park just before our car park. So Colin decides to give him a knock and is like, "Are you guys the ones stealing our fish and all this kind of thing?" So they were all Irish. So like, Colin must have thought, "What's going on?" Are you not realising we had a comp on with people from like all over the UK? But when they told us that, that was brilliant. Now, I wish we had a camera there because I bet a few of them, shit themselves. I would have. If Colin started slapping on my window, I'd be like, "You're right, mate. Like, what's going on here?"
What about the clan? Just a couple of weekends ago, they were playing with the electric fence.
Yeah, they touched the electric. Yeah, they all got shocked by the fence. It was funny as.
They were like literally standing there in a line, and you just seen it, and each one of them went, "Go on, dare you to do it," and all of them just kept grabbing this electric fence for 5-10 minutes.
To be fair, that sounds like something you'd do, Josh. To
Josh, next time you're at the bunker, I dare you to lick it.
Yeah, you got to lick the fence. I think we'll do it as some kind of like initiation before any new teams have got to like
lick the fence.
Select one person from their team to go lick the fence. So yeah, I think we've covered a few of the bits that we wanted to talk about with the paintball, obviously with the ramping. The big thing on here, which is just only going to come with time, really, is the skill gap between teams, which we've kind of touched on. But if there's any new teams or new players that are watching this, you genuinely go and attend training, get yourself into comps, even if you don't think you're ready, just go and experience it. And I'll guarantee you now, or even players that aren't looking at the competitive side or are not looking to compete, go try an open training. Yeah. If you enjoy fast-paced CQB, you will enjoy what we do. It's that simple.
Oh, hello.
Didn't see it on Insta. I must not be streaming to Insta. Carl, I'm getting used to this stuff. It's it's the way we do things. We don't do things properly. We just
User
wing it,
error.
and hope for the
We just
best.
wing it.
User error.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I blame
It's program.
Kosta.
Amateurs.
Amateurs. we try.
But no, I think for me, for saying new team, I think Josh will agree again. Is like go and train with like bigger teams. Don't be scared of asking them, man. They'll do it. Like they're
Yeah.
people at the end of the day. They're not going to bite you.
Yeah, and to be fair, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? They say, sorry, we're busy that day.
Yeah.
No one's going to go, mate, do one. I don't want to talk to you. Not a single team in the UK that I know of will be like that.
Yeah, we
I think
tried.
I think that was the biggest thing for TWW is the lack of training, but the training we did get, especially when we trained with TSR, it's an eye opener. You learn so much from the players that are at a higher level than you. Do you know what I mean? Like you're not being beaten on. You're learning. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think a lot of new players and a lot of players that aren't already in the scene are like scared to open their doors to the new, like the higher players and go and train with them. Like they're not there. Like on the field, they're gonna fucking batter the shit out of you. Do you know what I mean? But when you're off the field and you're training, they're there to help and teach you the way, like to become as good as they are, because they also want the competition. Do you know what I mean? They don't want, like TSR don't want to turn up to an event and slap everyone, or Fast Gang don't want to turn up to an event and slap everyone. Same with Legion. They want the comp, like
The only way you learn is by, I say, you're not learning if you win all the time.
well, exactly.
Hey, look, for example, Kyle Chappie plays for Legion. Obviously, he's guested, but I think he plays for S2N now. I'm not too sure. He holds training days, the way Legion used to train, the way he trains. He trained the original Legion.
You're
He
going to
now does
spark
it
a few
District
people
23.
off with PTSD in this chat, you know.
So obviously, like he does training days, so them are a good way, good incentives. Yeah, the hard days. Obviously, I've had a couple of easy training days with them, but I've heard about that weekend. So obviously, we'll not go too much into it. But yeah, that's another way to learn as well, because that gets your skills up. But then working as a team like TWW, when you played with TSR, like train, the chemistry, that's how you build the chemistry. Obviously, like for example, I've played a lot longer with Luke than I have with anyone else, so I know how he plays and he knows how I play. So the chemistry's there. Obviously, it takes time. Nothing's ever done overnight. You have to keep grinding and trying and playing and constantly communication and stuff like that. Like before I started playing with Luke, I did not have any communication. And then he was just like, "Yeah, if you don't shout, I'm going to throw this gun at you, me." And then all of a sudden, I found my voice.
Same thing happened with Morgan. Morgan didn't speak at all, and I sent him in on a game, and I said to him point blank to his face, I said, if we lose this game, it's your fault. And by the way, you've got no gun as well. He went, what? Oh, he found his voice that day, I'll tell you that much for free. Oh yeah, I've got to do this as a bit of a shameless plug though as well. For anyone that is new that's looking to get into it, every 2 weeks on Thursdays, starting from this Thursday, the 4th, District 23 is going to be doing speed nights. Now, it's going to be very standard. Doors open at 5 o'clock. The session will start at 6. It'll run till 10 o'clock at night. The first hour of it is going to be a very, very basics rundown. This is the game. This is what we do. This is how you do it. A couple of little tips and tricks. Maybe a bit of a warm up. But then it'll be points. And it'll just be point. And you'll just play the game. You'll get used to the game. We'll change the teams around. Get everyone a nice feel for it. Obviously, if you're new to the scene, something like this is exactly what you want to be doing. Plus, if you want to get into a team, get on it. You don't know who you're going to meet. You might be able to start your own team from who you meet in them. And these are the best ways to get to start that journey.
I mean, to put it in perspective, Simpsons put a comment in there saying like they came into a tournament, they were new. I mean, and they did get pretty heavily hit on the first run. That they did, but
it happens.
Their improvement was massive, and I've said that to him. I think after every event, at some point, I've gone, "Yeah, man, you did this a lot better. You've improved now. Like I can see this. Like you guys are getting better and better and better." And every time we've played it, we've noticed that they keep improving because they've kept at it and they've trained more and more, and you can see the improvement with them. and it's incredible what they've kind of achieved so far within about a year.
Yeah.
Like,
But if you look at players like Kyle, McSwain, Alex Rourke, Josh Hughes, all of them that are all playing at the highest level, they didn't start last year. They started years ago. They've been at this for a while. Like, that's all just dedication to training. When I was talking to obviously Tyson and to McSwain and Kyle before they went over into CQB, they trained for one whole year, every single weekend, back to back, constant. That's the only way you're ever going to improve is by training, getting amongst it. And the biggest thing to do is just never get disheartened by it, which I think that was kind of a bit of your issue, wasn't it, Josh? And I think that's why you kind of left the scene a little bit,
Yeah.
because you kind of just gave up with it a touch.
I think it was more of a case of it just fell apart. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, one of my best players left. Obviously, he was just disheartened by it all. And I thought there's no point going into another year without the commitment of the players. I said to everyone, look, what do you want to do next year? And it was all like, I'm kind of over it. I think I had me and there was one other lad that was still playing at the time. And he said to me, I'm down, or I want to keep playing. And I think Ash actually spoke to him at the last level 2 event. I don't know if you remember him, Stephen.
Yeah.
He was a good kid. Like, he's good at what he does, but he's just, the ego's just too big. You know what I mean? Like, he thinks he's better than everyone. Like, he said, I'm going to slate him a little bit here, but he said to me the other week, he said, look, like, I want to play, but I don't want to train because I'm too good to train, was his exact
Can't do that.
Like, you can't play as a team and not train as a team. It doesn't work.
We've had that talk in our team before where people have been like, yeah, I'll just play, but I can't love training. I don't like training, this and the other. You can't get away with that because at the end of the day, the training is to bond and work as a team and get like the synergy.
How are you going to get your comms without training?
Yeah, the comms and everything like that. Like the synergy and working together and knowing how each other play comes from training. And I don't mean just playing points. Like being able to do drills against each other, to learn against each other, learn how each other play so that you know what they're going to do to the opposing team anyway. And for you guys as well, like for TWW and that, it was a shame to see you guys collapse out because you were improving. But obviously, like you said, unfortunately, you had certain individuals where it was harder for them to commit for other circumstances, others just couldn't be bothered.
Yeah.
And it was a shame to see that. But it was obviously you were never going to be able to improve due to not having the commitment to want to train. And unfortunately, it was just sometimes you had a couple of moments where people wouldn't listen.
Yeah.
And I know it was hard for yourself because you lost your head quite a bit on it because you was trying to keep people focused, but it was hard for you to focus when you're trying to focus everybody else.
I think this is an important
conversations
point, isn't it, where you were saying there about losing your head and obviously trying to keep everyone running. I think a lot of people don't understand that. And I think that's the reason why I left SOT back in the day was I was just sick of trying to keep everything rolling the way it was. And, it gets to everyone. And I think a lot of teams, a lot of players need to pull their fingers out their ass, to be fair, and do more for their team rather than like having it all to do with the captain. Or the captain will deal with it, the captain will do this. I think a lot more teams need to be more unified, and I think that's causing a lot of issues. Why some teams just don't end up making it as such.
Yeah. I say the biggest thing is like the organisation behind the team. Like a lot of the time, it is just left down to the captain. You know what I mean? And you've got a group chat where people don't respond to you, or they don't even. Do you know what I mean? They just read the comment and then just go, "Oh no, I'll deal with that later." You come late. Do you know what I mean? Like to booking events, you might miss out on spots.
Yeah.
All that sort of thing, and like you say, teams need to be more unified and take some responsibility rather than it just being the captain.
Yeah, that's agreed massively. I mean, like I was just saying previously, like with yourself, like you was trying so much with your whole team, but because they'd got in their own heads, it was hard for you to do it, and obviously that kind of made you aggy. So I remember the amount of times I had to pull you to one side and go, "Look, man, you need to chill," and because otherwise they're not going to get out of their own heads.
Yeah.
Because you're obviously not getting, it's getting to you. You need to be able to focus up, and it's just little things like that can change a team dynamic massively. It's just keeping focused.
I'll put you on the spot a little bit here, Josh. Got one from Cal. TWW on the comeback, I heard. Is it?
Nah.
Oh, come on.
I think
Not even a new team.
if the potential, like if the players were there, then yeah. But I think
You've got a massive bank of players down because you know with you being down south. You know, I know obviously you've got Fast Gang, which is in the same area, but you know there's still got to be a big bank of players to be able to, you know, to draw from.
for
Scout? Scout? Why not just go to like your local sites, see if there's any players, approach them maybe, try and get them onto the competitive side of things, and then try and rebuild a team.
Look at the days when, you know, I was travelling all over. I came down to you in Birmingham, Josh, went up to Scotland, I went all over the country.
I say there was a time, like back when I used to play at department. I don't know if you lot remember him, little Bowie, little 13-year-old Bowie. I took him to a few events. He was a proper little good player. Do you know what I mean? There is the potential to pick up players, but I just think again, like a lot of the airsoft scene are younger players. You know what I mean? You very rarely see like your 25 to 30-year-old like you're doing paintball. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Hold on a minute.
Yeah, you've got three people in here that are all 25 to 30.
yeah, but you know what I mean? Like when you've got the younger
This
players,
is a personal dig towards us here, lads.
Yeah, I think so.
I get what you're saying though. Like Speedsoft is more of a young lads game.
yeah. You've got,
Luke, hold my
Keanu-
crutches.
Yeah.
Hold me walking stick and Zimmer frame.
If that
I'm
Zimmer
having
frame
them.
wasn't there right now, Josh, I swear.
But no, I think Minicle's right. I think Josh could be on a comeback. I mean, you've done tremendous with your weight loss.
I think you should.
Involved. I don't see why you shouldn't come back in.
Big up his weight loss. Well done, lad.
Yeah,
smashed it.
you've done bang on.
I mean, I wouldn't say that after this weekend.
I mean, you didn't care the
Have
other
treats,
weekend
mate.
when I offered a Parmo, but you know,
yeah,
Have treats, man. That's the thing.
I should have. I was living on monsters that weekend.
I've been living on monsters most of my life at the moment.
The thing is, though, you know what it is? Like, I'm 30 this week, and you know what it is? I'm starting to enjoy the competitive side more now than I was a year ago, because it is growing, it is becoming more, and the more people I'm meeting, they're all brilliant. Everyone has a laugh. Like, for example, the last comp at District 23, the amount of people that stayed back and spoke to me, Luke, all the refs. You know what I mean? Usually it's just like the refs go do their own thing and no one speaks to them. But a lot of players spoke to like the refs that were hard on the day as well, which is nice to see because it just builds that community. And I think the more it happens, the better it'll get.
Yeah.
Obviously, some people obviously came up and went, well, I think that was a bad call. But the thing is, though, it's
Ref's call.
unfortunately, a ref's call is a ref's call. Whether you see it in your eyes as a bad call, it's on you. But we do the best. Like, personally, from speaking from the refs, we can do as best as we can to our advantage. But we do miss stuff. We're only human at the end of the day.
See, I think coming from that though, I think a lot of people what they need to be doing is not questioning refs. They need to come and try and ref.
Yeah, I 100%
come
agree.
Ref at one event. You know, if anyone wants to come and do it, as long as you know your team isn't playing on the day, you can come and ref at one of our events, no problem. And you know, you will see a whole different side to it, like completely different side to it.
Yeah, it was. Well, obviously, I've done a bit of reffing and marshalling and stuff, and it's to ref over at like Bunker and like obviously myself. I like to try and not be biased, like, obviously with anybody in general, because obviously I'm really, not even when my team was competing. Like it's because I'm friends with quite a few of the people. Do you know what I mean? So I have to still remain like impartial to it. It's the reffing overall is hard, but sometimes you've got to make the call, and you see them people get upset with you, and you're like, bruh, I'm just doing this thing, man. Like, if that was a normal ref, then it called the same thing too.
See, it's like what you were saying to me, Ash, though. When you've got friends on the field and you're reffing, you actually want to pull them because you know, you're sat there like going, fuck, I dare you to do something wrong. I'd love to pull you, mate.
Keanu was the best one for me, man. I let him get halfway up the field before I ragged him off, mate. It was great. Like, didn't touch the bunker, nothing. He just ran, and I was like, go on, shoot once, and I'm coming.
I was reffing the Legion and TSR, and Legion was on my side, and I seen Kyle hit someone on the top of the head. It was a skim, but it was a clean hit. I just ran down the field, pulled the player. I don't remember who it was out of TSR, and they went, "You know what it is? Fair." I didn't feel it, but fair. You know what I mean?
The same thing happened in reverse, though, wasn't it?
Like I'll never be biased just because like I'm a part of TSR. I will never be biased towards TSR ever, because at the end of the day, it's the way it should be. Like a ref should always be neutral with everyone, and that's what I believe. Like a lot
I
of
love this
refs
comment.
are.
He's not wrong.
He's not.
He's not wrong.
He's not. You even, breathe towards a reference, they even think you're going to argue. That's it, that red flag's going up and more of your players are coming off the field, which is why we're trying to do more towards like the 1-for-1 penalties and stuff like that. Try and stop this whole argument culture of, I didn't even do that. Who are you talking to and all that kind of stuff. Look at how many times we've docked players for arguing with refs and stuff like that. Like, we will not take it.
I remember calling a hit on a player, seeing it hit the edge of his, basically the edge of his jersey, and I seen the jersey move, clear as day. And I went, get that guy out. And Kosta pulled him out, and the language that I heard come from that guy's mouth was unreal. It just happened so quick. He just got so aggressive, dead quick about it. Like, what are you on about? Didn't happen. Blah, blah, blah. And he started raging at him, and Kosta was like, right, that's it, 10 points, gone, bye.
Like,
you're not speaking to me like that, pal.
At the end of the day, like, yeah, fair enough. Sometimes it'll take me a few seconds to click, because if, say, for example, I'm watching from behind Ash or from behind Luke or you, even Josh, like, it will take a couple of seconds to register, and I do see the shots get, like, the hitting. So obviously, by the time he's already speaking, get him. I'm already halfway across the field. But it's one of those situations where you are going to get shit, and I understand that on the field. Firstly, you've got the stigma. You've got the lost the train of thought.
Right.
Like you've got the
age, because we're all 25 to 30.
Yeah. Like it's just more of the like how much adrenaline is going through that arena. You're always gonna get backlash, but when you tell them to stop, if they carry on, I don't care who you are. You are a best friend of mine off the field or whoever. You are getting docked points. Like it's one of those things. Like it needs to stop. Like you're arguing in the middle of a game. At the end of the day, you have to remember you're holding a toy gun.
Yeah.
And you're arguing with one of your friends who you speak to on like say on a daily basis or on a weekly basis over Instagram, Facebook, or whatever the case may be. It's a bit weird. But then I like the Sparkies. Fuck 30. I'm surrounded by kids. You know what I mean? Like that it made me chuckle, that one. Like I'm enjoying it a lot more now than I was a year or two ago. So I think, Josh, the 30s might give you young ones a run for your money.
I think on a real now the scene's getting to where it is. Obviously, with more sites opening up, and we're not just restricted to level 2. I think we will see a lot more teams come out of the woodwork. Do you know what I mean? Develop as a team. You might even see VPR turn up to an event. You know what I mean? If any of them watching, they're getting called out there. But no, it's all
where
about...
all the spam comments start coming in. Who's he? Get him off.
yeah. But it's just all about getting off your comfort zone or getting off the sofa and just doing it. Do you know what I mean? Don't
Wow.
sit in a CQB site thinking you're something with your high cap and your dye mask. Like, you're nothing, bro. Relax. You know what I mean? Come to an event where people will shit on you.
Yeah. but it goes back to the beginning of the scene. Like, beginning of my whole journey with Speedsoft. I remember just before PPK, the first time we started playing with like Legion and stuff, and we went and played CQB. I think it was at Killhouse in Leeds, and if anyone, most people in here should know who Legion is. They are like a SPQB Speedsoft team, right? They don't play CQB that often, so we went and played CQB, and we were winning, and we were just spawn trapping them every so often, and then they pushed through, and we thought, you know what, we're the big dicks here, like, we've got this. Then now you're going to come and train with us on the sub airfield, and that was PPK. And wow, I've never had my ass handed to me so easily in a day in my life. Literally, we were just getting slapped all day long. But that it goes to the whole point. Like, you might be comfortable in CQB, but not comfortable in speed, like on a in an arena. But then you might be comfortable in an arena, but not in CQB. Like, people need to understand it is two completely different kettles of fish.
Yeah.
Sorry, little interruption there.
Yeah, same.
Unacceptable. Region 2.
I didn't realise Sparky was 40.
You can't say Legion 2, man. They're still strong.
I think did Cal do the training clinic? I think he did. Cal, did you do the training clinic? Obviously, there's that comment there. Man's like 40.
Damn, you know what I mean? A 40-year-old Josh, he'll show you up.
Josh
don't be going with the lowest slap. You've got to get into this now.
Go on, Josh. I dare you.
What's that?
Call them out 1v1.
A fight club on the 15th of June. Oh, he's gone quiet now.
Yeah.
Do you remember at District 23 the other week when we're all in the safe zone? I was like, nah, there's no way this geezer's 28, and he has to pull out his ID to prove he's 28. I was like there thinking he's like 19.
Yeah, that was one. I think that was one of the pirate lads, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, I think he was. Yeah.
So we all just older than the look.
Yeah, it was mad.
But there you go. You're getting called out here now, Josh.
That's it.
I was supposed to 1v1 Charlie, but he ran off. He used to be an airsoft pirate.
Josh asked for my ID. There you go. Yeah, like I said, we've got Fight Club on the 15th of June.
Yeah, which Josh, I think should go into that.
Yeah, we've got a bit of an announcement with that as well, which we'll do on here. For everyone that's in the chat, our Fight Club event on the 15th of June. If you haven't looked at it already, head over to my Instagram. Have a little look on that. I don't think it's on the... Is it on the site page as well? I don't think it's on our site social. But it's on my personal Instagram. It's ran across 3 different events. The winner of it will be getting, sent over to France to go compete at Fast Close Combat. We'll be paying for flights, the hotel, BBs, and your entry. All you've got to do is pay for your food. On top of that, High Cabo Hub is actually getting involved with us, and they are already offered to sponsor the event. So they'll be sending you over with a little goodie bag for your pistol and stuff. So, if anything breaks while you're over there, you've got that covered as well. Like I said, 15th of June is the first event, and we will be releasing the other 2 within, this week. The dates will be getting released for them.
That's pretty solid, that. Full trip page 4 to go to FCC.
Can't go wrong, can you? See you again.
The only problem is you have to put up with me and Luke for that weekend.
Yeah, because we will be coming up because.
Oh.
I'm with Josh on that one. That's bad.
Hey,
don't worry, we'll get Klaus from Netherlands. We'll bring him with us as well.
Oh dear. I think that's probably one of the biggest prize pots so far from over here.
I think when we worked it out, cost, I think it's about 1,200-1,300 quid or something, because we're not sending only 1 player, we're sending 2. So
the top 2 places.
Yep, top 2. The only things that has to happen is you have to have a passport or be willing to get a passport in time.
If you haven't got a passport, we're not giving you a dinghy.
Yeah. Send you over on an MFI truck or something.
Yeah, we are not doing it.
We're not smuggling no people over, so make sure you got a passport. And you have to go to all 3 events. Obviously, on the post you'll see we've got airsoft and paintball. You don't have to do both. The paintball is running as single events. Each one of them has a cash prize, as we always do it. But the airsoft ones, you have to attend all 3, and the prize pot for that is the trip to FCC. If you want, any player is welcome to just come and do 1 event, but you've just got to bear in mind that there isn't a prize pot per event. What if I can fit in your luggage? As tempting as it is, Cal, I don't think we can.
No, unfortunately.
I don't think I'm going to get the same border person as we did on the way over to XL.
With that, be over 18. You don't have to be.
16,
the only thing we'll have to do is ask for your parents' permission.
Yeah, we have to get a little
letter
in writing. all signed off and everything, and we
The
can
little
take you over
trip
with us.
ticket, yeah.
Yeah,
Obviously,
trip
it will
ticket.
have to be. It will have to be any age over 16.
Yeah, if
Under
you
16s will not be allowed.
if you're under 18, the only thing is unfortunately you will be driving over with us. You won't be flying, because the whole plan with it is we'll drive over, so then we can get everyone's guns over and stuff like that, and obviously no issues there. But if you're under 18, because of that permission slip and stuff, you have to travel with us. So we can still get you over there. It's just obviously instead of flying, you'll be traveling with us instead.
The thing is, though, they don't have to fly even if they're over
No,
18.
yeah, if-
They can come with us.
Yeah,
Make a
and
road
to be
trip of
fair,
it.
it's a laugh as well.
Yeah.
It is a good laugh, especially when you're trying to get back through France and there's a scary woman that doesn't like the look of you, which is exactly what happened with us.
I was about to say, speaking of other people that crossed over, Dwayne's here now. He's crossed over from Speedsoft to paintball as well.
Yeah, he has. He's actually,
Hello.
to be fair, we see it last scene when he was playing as well. He was smashing it in paintball at the moment.
Played Div 2 recently, I think.
Yeah, I think it was.
I think that was the other day.
To be fair, Dwayne, smashing it. Ever since the whole drop of RNG, which I don't know. Hopefully they get back to it and start again. That'd be good to see. But at least he's found his calling with paintball, and obviously he'll be able to say in the comments whether or not. But hopefully you're not going to be leaving Speedsoft altogether. Maybe be able to find a team with a home for you over here. Don't just ditch us for paintball. Can't be doing that.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, please don't.
We don't want to lose players. We want to gain players.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing, though, isn't it? It's like, at what age do you stop playing Speedsoft?
Yeah, well, we had this conversation, didn't we, Ash?
Yeah.
When realistically can you keep up? I think at the moment in the UK there isn't really a need. You could probably keep playing because there's that lack of players. But I think as it gets bigger and you get into divisions, I think the older players are going to struggle to keep up with say higher division teams.
Yeah, TWW's looking for players. There you go.
Josh, get TWW on the go. I know you don't like 25 to 30-year-olds, but
So that's the problem. I'm going to have a veterans division for you lot.
Requirements to enter is a bus pass.
Right.
TWWRIP.
Next time I see Josh, as if my frame is getting thrown. And I think the age limit, when you need a Zimmer frame or a walking stick, I think that's when you call the limit.
I mean, to be fair, I'd happily still set up a camping chair on the back home or something like that.
What?
Yep. Have you seen the video of Marky doing it? From HK, where he just sets up the chair on the back there. I think he's on a Maya. Just sets it up and just sits down and just starts shooting.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, again, Sparky is 40.
Yeah, exactly.
It's still really letting Sparky know that he's in his 40s, isn't it? Just, Sparky's 40.
Yeah, if anyone hasn't been watching this, Sparky is 40, by the way.
Breaking news. Sparky is 40.
Someone typing right now. Sparky's easily setting his keyboard on fire, typing that quick in a rage try right now.
Just doing, tickers and stuff I'm still getting used to this.
There you go.
Oh, no.
There you go. Hey. No, I think my age, 30, I'm still all right. I'm not fit, I'm a big lad, but I can still play, and I'm still quite quick-ish. But I don't think the age limit will be a thing in the UK for a long time.
No, I think until we get into some kind of divisional structure, I don't think it'll be an issue for a long time. I mean, look at how old's Kyle?
I don't actually know. He looks so young, though.
He's got to be mid to late 30s. Got to be.
I have no idea.
I know Tyson's up there,
He's got that,
and he was still competing at a top level.
When I first met Kyle, I generally thought he was in his early 20s. I thought he was younger than me.
No, I'm sure he's either the same age or older. Older than us, 100% now. But yeah, they're still playing at the top level, and that's not even in the UK scene. They're playing top level abroad and stuff as well, which anyone that's been over there knows over there's a different kettle of fish. You know, their animals over there, they eat, sleep, and fucking breathe it. But just looking through all the topics that we were talking about.
Oh, Jordy, man, I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning. I'm so sorry.
Are we bothering you, Ash? Is that the problem?
No, I'm tired.
Didn't feel as old until the 14-year-olds at District 23.
Yeah. So you see some of them running around, and I'm just like, yeah, mate, you go do that. You go be a forward player. I'll sit on these back bunkers.
Hey, I'm not carrying a defibrillator.
That one.
A defib around with me
See,
on the field
already.
Yeah. That's definitely not happening.
We've got through most of the topics there. There is one big one which, you know, each of you can kind of respond to, and it's what would you like to see or do within the scene. Kosta, you've got off with it so easily, so you can go first.
I think I'd like to see a lot more new players try it, or at least give it a go. Because there's too many people that see it and think I'm not good enough for it. The thing is, though, they're watching players that have been playing for a year, 2, 3, 4, even 5 years, and they think they're good and they don't think they'll be able to keep up. I think you should just give it a go, try it, and see how you go. Because you're not going to get anywhere without trying it. So
we've lost Ash. Oh, he's back. Josh, what about you?
Is that correct?
I think it's about the same, really. New players, more sites. Just want to see it grow. Do you know what I mean? Now, you and Kosta there have started the scene as a whole. Do you know what I mean? Other than level 2, the growth just needs to continue rather than fall back. You know what I mean? Like you had Kill House. Do you know what I mean? That they ran an event. There was the chance for second event. It got cancelled. Like those are backward steps. Do you know what I mean? Because that just seemed to collapse as a whole. Where it's realistically now, you boys have got it going. People need to follow in your footsteps and realise there is actually a market for it, and put like a little arena, or a full size arena, should I say, in a CQB site. Do you know what I mean?
It doesn't even need to be a full size. A little thing for 1v1s, 2-on-2s, 3-on-3s, like every little thing that sites can do that caters for this in any way, shape, or form benefits the scene.
Yeah.
Oh, we have lost Kosta. Yeah, he has gone. Ash?
Yeah, just a little bit of a nicer world in the speeds I've seen would be great. just everything where people can just kind of crack on, enjoy it for what it is, and obviously just let it grow and not try and divide it or not try and shut it down or anything like that, and just help it grow. And I'm not just coming at that as anybody individually. Like, it happens from all parties. Do you know what I mean? That sometimes it just happens because of the competitive thing and egos talking and stuff like that. It happens. But I think overall, it just needs to be able to grow, and people need to just work together on it.
Yeah, definitely. It's like this comment as well. The mill, they're setting up. If anyone is, watching now, or obviously this will be staying up on my YouTube channel. So if anyone watches it after, and you are over in like either Northern Ireland or like can get over to there, and you want to try this, they are setting up in a small arena, and they're trying to grow the scene over there, which is, 2 seconds, just add him in.
Sorry, my PC just decided to update itself halfway through.
Standard.
I just stood up just to close a window, and black screen.
Lovely. Nice. But yeah, like they're trying to start up their little arena, and anything at all that helps the scene, we're all for. And I've messaged them as well. I said anything you need, if you need rule sets, if you need any kind of support, if you want the measurements of the bunkers that we use, I will send you it. Anything that tries to not only support the scene, or anything that, creates that unity that we mentioned earlier. So everyone's on the same play, everyone understands the game. So then when our players go over to there, or their players come over to us. We all know what's happening. Like that's the way it needs to be. And obviously you've got them. You've got Speed Arena. You've got SWAT, Skirmish. You've got Mayhem. Obviously they're trying to get about it as well. Berserker's trying to do it. You've got ESL. So we're moving in the right place, because look, when we started Bunker, there was Bunker and Level 2 and Skirmish. That was it.
Skirmish, yeah.
Yeah, it was. To be fair, I think Josh touched on it pretty well. He said like about the Kill House event. I think the timing of it, with how small the scene was back then, it was hard for people to do as many tournaments as there was trying to go on at one place. So
Yeah.
like, obviously I had Level 2 running something, and then literally within the same week, you had like Kill House trying to do something, but it weren't just a normal like weekend thing. They were trying to run it for like a couple of days through the week and then the weekend, which not everybody could attend, and because it wasn't financially suitable for them, that's why they had to kind of essentially stop it, which makes sense, because at the end of the day, it's the guy's living. But it was also a case of it was just badly timed, and obviously with the very small community that was back then, it was hard to do so. Nowadays, it might be a little bit more easier to do, because there's more people, and the more people there is, the more things will be able to fill up better.
Exactly like this with comps every month. We can't do comps every month because they're not sustainable. We did a comp every month. I would guarantee now you'll see comps cancelling.
Yeah, 100%. Because people want to pay and they want the comps, but when they see the bank balances getting affected every month, they'll be like, hang on a minute.
Yeah,
But the thing is, though,
players will lose the love for it as well, and players will leave the scene altogether just because they can't afford it, or they'll go spending a little bit too much money. You're like,
But the thing is, though, it's not just like comp entrances or the travel. At the end of the day, a gun goes down, parts. Obviously, your bottle.
BB costs are going up.
BB costs are going. They've went up by at least 40-50% now.
Man, I sat there the other day over the weekend.
It's crazy.
And looked at BB costs, and I mean, I'm not even just talking about costs from retail. I'm talking about for them to buy it alone, and it's mad money to buy it alone. Like, a lot of suppliers don't even make money on it massively at all.
And there as well, burnout.
Yeah.
and yeah, it's just the cost of stuff now is ridiculous. I just want to say real quick, yes, Sparky, I did get those pods. I appreciate them. They came in very handy, actually, believe me.
Definitely no comps every month as of yet.
Yeah.
No.
Until the scene grows, there's no way we could do it.
But once a month, we could hold open trainings, which during the summer you will see. Every single month there will be open trainings.
Yeah,
at the Bunker District.
We run them at a loss, don't we? Every single open training we run at a loss, but we only run it because we want the scene to grow. We've got if we run open trainings, eventually we're in this for the long run, and we've said this since the beginning. We don't intend on making money within a year. Like it's that simple. We want as long as we build something that people like, a couple of years from now, we'll have the money from it.
Yeah.
Money comes with the experience and showing players that we are genuinely for the players.
Look at CPPS though. Like CPPS is a prime example. They do one. It's near enough every other month when you look at it, because it's each division plays every couple of months. It's not every month, and the paintball scene's a lot larger than the
but how many teams is it? There's 2, 3, and 4 rounds. 2, 3, and 4. All the teams are there, and there's got to be a good 50 teams there.
How many teams did we have? I think there was 12 plus teams for the first round for Div 5 alone, let alone the rest of the divs. So it's something where, once it gets further into the rounds, there will be more teams there because of availability and notice and everything else. Yeah. And also it's fairer weather as well, because let's be honest, paintball's outside and everyone likes playing in the rain, apart from us idiots apparently. So, but it's something along that line of, when there is a bigger scene, it's easier to run more stuff.
But even if you look at this year, look at last year, where could you compete? Skirmish held a couple of events.
Yeah.
We held a few events. And then obviously Level 2 held a few events.
Yeah, the league, yeah.
So you've got, 3 different sites that were holding events this year. You've got our 3-man on the 4th of May. You've got SWAT on the 2nd of June. Mm-hmm. You've got District 23 on the 28th of July. District 23 is going to run more events through the winter as well, so there'll be more events there. Bunker is going to run more events through the summer, but we're not releasing anything yet. Berserker are dying to get in on it. Skirmish, I 100% think that they are looking for dates at the moment. So Skirmish will be back on it. Mayhem, they're starting to build a bit of a following. They'll end up running an event soon. So from last year to this year, we've already seen an improvement.
Yeah.
But we've been on live for an hour and a half. So I think
not bad.
we've spoke about everything there. So I think, to be fair, if you guys have said everything that you want to do, we'll start looking at wrapping it up there.
Yeah.
Ash, if you want to let everyone know, I think a lot of the people that are watching this are probably people that know us all already. But if you want to let people know where they can find you, stuff like that, what team.
So on Instagram, Team Speed Reapers. And then obviously my personal ones is Ash's. That's pretty much all we kind of use Instagram, really, to be honest.
Yeah. If there's anyone you want to shout out, anything you want to say before we end it?
Just I hope everyone keeps going what they're doing. I hope the scene grows, and I just want to thank the companies that do get involved as well. So people like High Pressure Airsoft, HK, High Kappa Hub. Even the smaller companies, El Diablo, Sheesh, stuff like that. Roxy Army, they're an amazing group of people as well. Like they're supportive of the scene and they share it on Instagram as well. Like they share the teams around and stuff, which is all great overall. So just we need to get more people working on it. That's both companies, teams, and sites.
Josh?
Yeah, so the Instagram is TWW, even though it doesn't exist anymore, _Marshmallow 2.0. There is one last thing I want to say before we wrap this up, and it's just mentioning on what Ash said, and it's sponsors. Like, the scene wouldn't be what it is without sponsors for certain things. You know what I mean? It's helped the scene grow. Obviously, big shout out to like HK Army. Do you know what I mean? With the Welsh boys last year, obviously giving the big discounts on the jerseys, getting them all ready for the NSL last year. And obviously a big shout out to Luke and Kosta, you know what I mean, for bringing us Bunker, bringing us District 23. Like, we was up there a couple of weeks ago obviously for the event, and just being able to see it run and seeing a full-size field, it's just a whole different feeling to seeing the likes of Level 2 or your paintball fields. Like, I know it's great having all these paintball fields, but having the full-size indoor field is what everybody wants. And it goes without saying, really.
And anyone you want to shout out? Anything like that? Or
Honestly, I'm all wrapped up. I'm all set out.
And
he calls
this
us old.
coming from Cal, what team, Josh? Kosta?
You can find me on Instagram, or the Bunker. Give us a follow if you haven't already. I'd just like to say a big thank you to all the players, because without you this wouldn't happen. Obviously for the Bunker growing, obviously for District happening, it's all thanks to you guys for supporting, for coming to play, and just obviously just giving us ideas, because we've always said from the start, you give us an idea of what you would like to see from both sides and we will make it happen.
I know what I'd like to see.
Don't even mention the plexi.
Oh. Time for plexi.
Right, he's banned. Yeah, like obviously, it's the thing is though, we're like Luke says, some events we run at a loss. So obviously some of these items that we buy is coming out of our own pockets, like most of the stuff has. So it is harder, but we are trying to make it happen. Don't worry, we do remember about the plexi.
Yeah, we know about the plexi, we know about turf, everything's...
The
ball's all rolling,
it's all rolling.
A lot of people don't realise...
Hashtag plexi.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realise between me and Kosta, we both work full-time. We both have our own lives. We have Bunker CQB. I don't know what a life is at the moment, the past year. Obviously, we have District 23 and we have the Bunker CQB as well. And in amongst all that, we've then still got to find some kind of time to, chill and all that kind of stuff, which just doesn't happen. So like we've got lists of stuff that still needs to be done, stuff we still need to buy. We've got ideas that are all there. This is all just touching. Yeah, like Cal said, hashtag Plexi is coming. I'm going to start. We'll start trying to get that as some kind of trending hashtag or something on Instagram.
Yes.
To the question of how often will we be doing the podcast will be happening the first Monday of every month.
Oh, you remembered it. Yeah,
I do.
So yeah, for every month, as long as people tune into it, we'll do it, and get new people on every month, and we'll keep it growing.
I think after this hashtag, I'm not going to be welcome for a while.
Yeah, Ash is no longer welcome on these. But yeah, every Monday, every month, just once a month, we keep it all lighthearted. As long as people want it. This was an idea that was given to us last year by players. Why don't we do stuff like this? And again, it's just one of them things. We get round to doing it. I think, was it? I can't remember if it was you, Josh, or someone else. No, it was Cal. We were talking to Cal, and he said, "Oh, you got the indoor site and all that." I said, "Told you, no matter what, people ask us for stuff, we will do it." And he sent me the print screen of when I said to him, maybe one day we'll have an indoor site, and it was only a few months back, and that was well before we even had the plans of doing it. We will 100%.
There was an announcement.
Screen be a Plexi.
Announcement was on Instagram. It was on Luke's story.
Yeah, we were meant to be on Instagram Live as well, but I don't know. This shit's new to me, so I'm just glad it worked on YouTube. Never mind both of them. We got halfway there at least. I'm surprised you haven't been sat here talking to ourselves for the past hour and a half.
50% of something is better than 50% of nothing.
There would be no surprise there if that happened.
Yeah, so all the announcements, everything, if people, if I think everyone in here probably follows me, but if you don't follow me already, obviously my Instagram handle is there on my name. Follow me on there. Any announcements to do with Bunker CQB, District 23, or these podcasts will all be done through there. And again, touching on what Kosta said there, it is only due to the players that we do what we do. Players are supporting this stuff, giving us ideas. That we always said from the beginning that our sites were going to be built by players for the players, and we're delivering on exactly what we said we were going to do. But if everyone's all right there, I think that's where we'll end it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Sure with that.
All right, guys. I'll catch you soon.